Cold is dangerous. Everyone knows that. But there's something even more dangerous than cold alone. And it's something most of us barely think twice about. Rain. Not a quick shower, not a passing storm. Days of it. A full week of constant, soaking, relentless rain. With no roof, no dry clothes, and no way to escape it. Here's a fact that surprises most people. Wet skin loses heat dramatically faster than dry skin because water conducts heat away from the body far more efficiently than air does. That means a week of rain could be more dangerous to an ancient human than an actual snowstorm. Add wind on top of that, and core body temperature can drop within a single hour, even in conditions that wouldn't normally seem extreme. Ancient humans didn't need a thermometer to understand this. They learned it through painful trial and error, and sometimes through losing members of their group to what we now call hypothermia.
So what did they actually do? The very first casualty of a week-long rain was fire. Wet wood doesn't burn easily, and wet kindling barely catches at all. So ancient communities learned to stockpile dry branches, bark, and tinder under rock overhangs or inside caves, protected from weather days in advance. This wasn't luck. This was planning, passed down through generations. Shelter mattered just as much. Rock overhangs and shallow caves were often known, remembered, and revisited locations, not random discoveries. When no natural shelter was nearby, groups built structures from branches, leaves, bark, and hides, angled steeply enough that rain would run off instead of soaking through. And when there simply wasn't time to build anything at all, humans relied on the oldest instinct we have, huddling together. A tight group conserves body heat far more effectively than anyone alone because every person becomes a heat source for the others.
Rain didn't just threaten warmth, it threatened food. Hunting became far harder as tracks washed away and animals sought their own shelter. Foraging slowed in the mud. This is likely one of the reasons ancient communities developed early food storage, drying meat, storing nuts and seeds, creating a buffer for exactly these unpredictable stretches. And there were hidden dangers too. Slippery, muddy ground significantly increased the risk of falls and injuries that, without any medical care, could threaten an entire family's ability to survive. In response, early humans even developed basic waterproofing. Rendered animal fat rubbed onto hides created a water-resistant barrier, and certain plant resins helped repel moisture from clothing and shelter coverings. The mental toll was real, too. Imagine 7 straight days trapped in a cramped shelter with the same small group, unable to hunt or gather, waiting. Storytelling? Possibly one of humanity's oldest traditions, likely served a critical purpose during exactly these stretches, filling long, trapped hours with something other than silence and tension. For communities near rivers or valleys, a week of rain brought an even greater threat: flooding. Archaeological evidence suggests some ancient settlements were deliberately built on elevated ground, not by accident, but from generations of accumulated knowledge about which locations flooded and which stayed safe. Through all of this, one thing stands out. Individual survival during a week of continuous rain was extremely difficult. Group survival was far more achievable. Shared shelter meant shared warmth. Shared food stores meant no one had to gather enough alone. Rotating fire watch shifts meant no single person had to stay awake the entire time. This kind of hardship reinforced something ancient humans already understood. Cooperation wasn't just kindness, it was survival infrastructure. And without any modern forecasting, they still learned to read the sky, cloud patterns, wind shifts, and animal behavior passed down verbally as humanity's first weather forecasting system. Through all of this, one thing stands out. Individual survival during a week of continuous rain was extremely difficult. Group survival was far more achievable. Shared shelter meant shared warmth. Shared food stores meant no one had to gather enough alone. Rotating fire watch shifts meant no single person had to stay awake the entire time. This kind of hardship reinforced something ancient humans already understood. Cooperation wasn't just kindness, it was survival infrastructure. And without any modern forecasting, they still learned to read the sky, cloud patterns, wind shifts, and animal behavior passed down verbally as humanity's first weather forecasting system. Imagine the moment after 7 days when the rain finally stopped. Sunlight breaking through clouds for the first time in a week wasn't a small relief. It was likely one of the most significant emotional moments a community could share. Dry ground meant hunting could resume. Wet clothing could finally dry. Some researchers believe celebratory weather rituals found across countless ancient cultures may have originated from exactly these moments of collective relief. And every storm survived left behind lessons. Better shelter angles, smarter food storage, higher camp locations, accumulated slowly, generation after generation. Humanity's resilience wasn't built during easy seasons. It was forged during exactly these kinds of prolonged, miserable, soaking weeks that tested every weakness in how a community lived.
So next time you're annoyed about a rainy weekend ruining your plans, remember, your ancestors survived rainy weeks that could have ended their entire family line. If this gave you a new appreciation for something as simple as a dry roof, hit subscribe for more real stories of ancient human survival. I'll see you in the next one.
Cold is dangerous. Everyone knows that. But there's something even more